Hey there, everybody. It's Mark Kep with CampgroundViews.com, and I'm here with Joanne Delvesio from the New Jersey Campground Owners Association, and I brought her on here today to talk to us a little bit about associations, the value of associations, and then more importantly, to invite you to an event that's coming up here in March. So, Joanne, first off, thank you for joining me here today.
Oh, thanks, Mark. It's great being here.
And so you're the executive director of the New Jersey Campground and RV Park Owners Association. Tell us what that organization does and who it represents.
So the New Jersey Campground Association is a trade association in the state of New Jersey. We represent all the privately owned campgrounds in New Jersey. We have 95 members, which is 99% of the campgrounds in the state of New Jersey belong to our association. So we deal with all the marketing for camping in New Jersey, advocacy for camping in New Jersey. We do a lot with the State House with our legislators, and we put on a conference, and lots of networking opportunities for our members to be involved with.
And so we get a lot of questions within this group, and a lot of folks ask, really specific legal questions and stuff that's really pertinent to them. And you'll hear people say, talk to your local association. Can you talk a little bit about the value of an association for an individual park? Because I know there's usually obviously you don't have a problem in New Jersey if 99% of the parks are members, so you don't sound like you have that issue. But in other areas, there is that issue of getting parks to join up, and especially if they're smaller parks, don't have the time, they're not quite understanding the value. Can you talk a little bit to the value of your local state association?
Sure. I mean, the opportunity to just be able to pick up the phone and talk to not only the executive director who was in charge of the association. I mean, we get questions all the time, so we are always doing, research, trying to make sure that we can respond to whatever questions the campground owners are coming up with. But also just the opportunity for the campground owners to talk to other campground owners in the state is just invaluable to our members. I mean, we hear that all the time from the campground owners that, we have a Facebook page that's just strictly for our campground members. You have to belong to the state association in order to be a part of the New Jersey Campground Facebook forum. But members are always posting information there, questions, and everyone responds. I mean, so it's really good, just the networking opportunity. But then also there's all of the legislative issues that come up during the year. The minimum wage and the hourly, the overtime rates. We have all that information at our fingertips because we're staying on top of it. So we can provide that information to all the campgrounds, to all of our members at any given time. And it's like that pretty much across the board for all of the states. I mean, everyone stays on top of the legislative issues that they're dealing with. Everyone pretty much provides educational opportunities for their members to be able to participate in. So being a member of the association, just knowing that you have one person, the executive director or the president, that you can call and get information and get your questions answered, I think is invaluable.
Yeah, and the legal standpoint and representation in the state, I have a belief, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's one of the most powerful things of the associations is being able to group the voice of a bunch of owners when you're going to the state, because a lot of times you'll see things, and we see it all the time in the wider Facebook group, where in one state they're able to do one thing, but in another state it's completely different, and there's always this argument or discussion of, well, why is it so different? And the reality is it's different because in one state they were able to successfully lobby or avoid that particular legislation, where in another state they weren't able to. And so you really help provide that voice to the group as a whole. I mean, you're more powerful as a group, as 95 members versus an individual park. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And I also always tell the members, they need to know who the legislators are in their local districts. They need to be able to go in there, visit them, let them know that they have a in your district, invite them out to the campground to be able to see what goes on in the campground, so that this way, if there's ever an issue, they can put a face with a name, and hopefully if when someone writes a letter in support or opposing a piece of legislation, the legislator could say, oh, I remember going to that campground, or I remember speaking with that campground owner. So it's really important for them to know who their local legislators are.
What are the hot topics right now up in the New Jersey and Mid-Atlantic area that's going on, like that if anybody's interested in building there or buying there, that they should be aware of?
Luckily, right now, we just had a new legislator come into place in New Jersey anyway in January. So We're kind of into, there's 1,000 bills that were brought over from the 2019 session to 2020. So we're still trying to go through a lot of the bills that are going to be impacting the campgrounds. One that came out just this week was the inflatables. Some of the campgrounds do have inflatables. There's going to be some new rules and regulations that are going to be coming down that are going to be telling you what you can and cannot do and the liability that you have to have in order to be able to have some of those inflatables. So that's a bill that just crossed my desk on Tuesday that I'm looking into. I need to do a little bit more research to find out what the impact is going to be on our campgrounds.
Well, you're proactively looking at legislation that's going to impact them and then notifying them of that legislation. So that's actually a critical key, because I mean, how else are we going to find out about stuff like that? Because I mean, you're not going to see it in the local paper. So unless you're actually looking out for them, they're not going to find out until they get some sort of summons or stop action or something like that, right?
Correct. And with us in New Jersey, the Campground Association belongs to the New Jersey Travel Industry Association. So we work in conjunction with their lobbyists for most of the bills that are passing throughout the state of New Jersey. So I would encourage anyone who's in the other states, if they have a tourism association, they really need to be on board with them, because those folks are really the ones that are also monitoring the legislation.
So then March 16th through 18th, up in Dover, Delaware, you've got this Tee Up 2020 event coming up. So let's talk about the Mid-Atlantic Coastal States Campground Conference and Trade Show. And there is this Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/MAC Conference. That's where you can find out information on it. But tell us a little bit about this.
So this is the 29th year of the conference. Although the conference is being coordinated by the New Jersey Association, we have campground owners and managers from Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, who all attend the conference. It starts on March 16th. We start at 10 a.m. in the morning. We go through dinner time. We're at Dover Downs Casino Hotel, so the racetrack is open. So we do have a race on Monday night that's named after the conference, and that's a lot of fun.
Like Tuesday, an actual car race?
No, a horse race.
Oh, a horse race, okay.
Yeah, so Dover Downs is not only is it car racing, but it's also horse racing. So we have a horse race that's named after us. We go down, we put a blanket on the horse. It says, the Mid-Atlantic Coastal States Campground Conference. For the winter, we take lots of pictures with the horse and the jockey. So that's a fun night. Yeah,
that sounds like fun. Okay, very
cool.
And why is it Tee Up 2020? What's the theme behind that?
There was just a name this year that we came up with. We're going to be doing, it's just a golf theme. So, every year we try to come up with some different name, to just kind of, instead of just the Mid-Atlantic Conference, just give it some, a little bit more oomph.
And you guys are crazy enough to invite me along, so I will be there, which sounds like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've been planning my trip there. I've already got all my flights booked and everything, so I'm looking forward to attending this event. And now that there's horse racing involved, I guess I'll have to learn how to gamble too. Do I need to gamble, or can I just watch?
Oh, no, you could just watch. But you are our keynote speaker on Tuesday, so we're very excited to have you there. And Tuesday, our seminars are only in the morning because our trade show opens at 1. And our trade show is from 1 to 5 for any of the suppliers that are interested in coming. So you'll be speaking to about 110, 120 folks who will be in attendance at the conference, because everyone is invited to the luncheon prior to the trade show. And then on Wednesday, we continue again with additional seminars from 8:30 a.m. until about 12:30. And then we're done.
This Facebook group we've started, it's about connecting owners and operators. And if you're up in the area and you have the opportunity to attend, these type of face-to-face gatherings are amazing. And what we've seen is that folks have connected online. When you connect again in person, it makes it a more powerful experience. So, Joanne, I appreciate you coming on here today and talking to everybody, and inviting the folks that are in the region to come out and attend the event. It's March 16th to the 18th. Go to the facebook.com groups, MAC Conference, or reach out to Joanne directly. You can message her through the group, or how else can they reach you, Joanne?
So my direct number is 609-545-0145, and our email address is joanne@campnj.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Joanne, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Mark. I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.